If you're running Facebook ads and you're getting low quality lead into your funnel, it is because your messaging is wrong, which is also affecting the audience that you're reaching. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to target rich people with your ads so you can get high quality people into your funnel, which will of course increase your revenue in the long run. Now when it comes to targeting rich people with your ads, the first thing you need to understand is your messaging. Now by messaging, I mean how you actually position your brand out there and what exactly you're saying. So sometimes as advertisers, we tend to say the wrong message. This is a very critical thing to your Facebook ads. If you want high quality lead volume, you must ensure that you're positioning yourself as one and then you are giving out the right messaging. Since the iOS update, I'm a huge believer of going broad and targeting with your creatives. This is because Meta has that data, has that algorithm data pool to help you filter out people and get to the right audience. Now, if you've tried that out and it's not working for you, then it's time to try something else. This is why I'm going to be showing you how to target rich people with your ad so you can get the result you're looking for. Now, let's jump into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to reiterate what I've said before, that this is not the ideal best practice when it comes to targeting people on Facebook, because if you want to get the right people, the right audience to see your ad, the first thing you need to do is your brand perception. How do people perceive your brand? That goes into your creative direction, goes into your website optimization, goes into your ad copies and your headlines. All of these things plays together as a variable. If you want to get rich people to actually get into your funnel, the first thing is your positioning. That is, how do people perceive your brand? And if you've tried all of this before and it's not working, then you might need to switch into testing different interest targeting and use that as a medium to get much more data into your ad account and see if that works for your brand. So without much further ado, let's begin to look at the possibilities and what we can actually do to target rich audience on Facebook ads. So the first thing I'll be doing is creating a new campaign. So I'll create a new campaign. Now, this is going to be different for different brands. If you're running e-commerce brand, you want to always go for the sales objective, use sales and optimize for purchase. But if you don't have a website yet, you don't have pixels, you don't want to send traffic to your Instagram page or your WhatsApp page or your Facebook page, then you can either use engagement and optimize for message or conversions, or you can use the leads objective and optimize for leads. Either way, whatever works for your business objective is the best thing I would recommend. But I'm just going to be using sales for the sake of this video right now. And with that being said, I would select manual sales campaign. The first thing you want to do right now is go ahead and set your naming convention so that you can actually identify what the campaign is about. And on the long run, this is a new ad account and a new pixel, so I might not have all of those information here right now. But the key thing we want to look at right now is the ad set level. So if you're running Facebook ads for the first time and you're watching this video, there are different stages, or there are different ways you can actually look at this right now. There is the campaign level, there is the ad set level, and there is the ad level. So the campaign level is where you select your objective, either conversions, either awareness, either reach and the likes. And then with your ad set level is where you're going to be selecting your interest groups, your audience, your age, your budget, if you're using ABO. And the ad level is where you're going to be doing it with your creatives, your videos, image, copies, and all that things there. So I will simply just jump into the ad set level because this is where we're going to be paying much attention to. So just like I said earlier on, go ahead and select your pixels, go ahead and select your conversion event, which is going to be purchase. And one thing you want to note right now is when it comes to gender and age. So I always set this very broad as Nigeria, because people would say that if you're running ads for Nigeria, basically you want to look at the top locations in terms of like cities, maybe Lagos, Abuja and the likes. Well, that's not really true, because you need to realize that Facebook is much smarter than you are. So you need to lean on its algorithm and its information there to get to the right audience in terms of location wise. Except you're not offering delivery to all of these locations, then you can select the locations that you're actually offering delivery for. But if you are delivering to the whole state in Nigeria, then you need to select Nigeria as broad as it is right now and click on the show more options, select your age. Now I always keep my age from 24 because I believe that people that are from this age has the bulk to actually buy what I'm selling. With that being said, if your product is just for male or female, select them, but if it is for the both gender, then you're free to go like this. And you want to switch to the original audience because it gives you much options to do with targeting and the likes. So when that is all done, so this is the age, select either male or female, or just go all if you're targeting both genders. And we want to look at the advanced detailed targeting. This is what we're going to be paying much attention to right now. And like I said earlier on, this is not the best practice if you're looking for long-term profitability and scale. If you're looking for short-term to get into your account much data and learnings for a while before you begin to switch into best practice. So this is something you can try out. So this is what we're going to be looking at right now with the interest targeting. The first thing I like to do when it comes to targeting with interest is I want to go very broad. So I'm not going to be doing layering and exclusion and the likes. I know people would say that you can, detail targeting, use the layering options. I don't do that. It is not best practice actually. So keep it as simple as it is. And the first thing to look out for is targeting by device. So I always like target by device first. So I start with iPhone 14 because I believe that people that use those devices are sort of high-end users and can afford, whatever you're selling for them. So recently detected iPhone devices, this is something you can actually implement. This is something you can actually implement. So get that into your list. Look at Samsung device. Maybe S9 Plus might be ideal here right now, and use those two. And one thing people don't always remember to do is click on the suggestion. It gives you much other options that you can actually include into your targeting options. So we are currently targeting by behavior, and by behavior what we're doing is looking for attributes of the users there. So if they use iPhone 14, if they use, you can actually add iPhone X, whichever ways. And I don't do iPhone 7 because it is not expensive anymore right now. So you can target by Apple iOS device generally. That gives you much more, opportunities there. And one thing you can also include would be Facebook Access Mac OS. So I do this regularly when I want to target very, very broad with interest group, especially for your brand that is starting out and don't have enough data. Now the key thing is using interest group that relates to the business generally. So when I do this, I would look at other options like frequent travelers, so frequent international travelers. I do that, I select that interest group, my behavior really, and I select the same suggestion button again to see what other options I get there. So you can see I have travel and tourism. I don't really do that. I can also include first class travel because it is still on a very high-end user there. Select that, and with that being done, you don't want to do much more travelers, to be very honest, because sometimes Facebook can give you, while it is a very good interest group, but it is broad sometimes, and you just get used to people who don't actually fall into that category. Because the way it works is Facebook uses what we can call an affinity audience pool. So it's based on your interaction on the platform. So if people have interacted with this sort of audience before, pick them there. So I don't do much of that. I just keep it very simple there. And then one other thing I look out for is Facebook payment users. Very great option there. Facebook payment. I search Facebook payments, and it gives me options there. I always look for 90 days because I like to keep it very broad, to be very honest. So we're not going back and forth with size and the like. So I do that. I have that there. So click on the suggestion again and see what other options you get, because they are going to be pulling out related options there together. So it gives you much more opportunity to see more interest that would be relevant to whatever you're doing there right now. So when we do that, we want to look out for luxury goods, luxury watches. So people that actually have interest in this sort of niche can also be interested in whatever you're selling because they have the money and they can buy what you're selling. Then click on suggestion again. It gives you, most options that relate to what you want to do. So as you're doing that, just take a look at your audience size here. You can see that it's still very broad, so you want to keep it that way. I like to do somewhere around 10 million upwards and then see how the algorithm take that information and get me the audience I'm looking for. And I can look at luxury resorts. I can even go as much as targeting brands. For instance, I can do the Louis Vuitton brand and see how it looks like. So click on that and see what options comes out there, and then you have a suggestion option again. Use that, because if someone is interested in product like that, then it's very possible that they have interest or they can actually afford whatever you're selling also. So pick that. I do 2 of those groups for a start and then just test them out. The goal with this is not going to be a long-term result thingy. It's actually short-term. We want to gather as much as possible data into your ad account. You want to get data, you want to get the learnings and see how you can actually use these learnings to inform what you're doing in the long run. So I picked that, and I also pick one other brand. I can do Hermes and see how it works too. So with that, I think I'm getting closer to the audience size I'm looking for right now. So I'm still at 8 million, still very safe. You don't need to layer any defined further. You don't need to do this, because when you're doing this, it reduces your audience size, and you want to keep it very broad, because Facebook works with broad audience very effectively with the algorithm. Now, of course, with your creative, you're going to be doing targeting, but matching your creative, the headline, the copy, and all of these interest groups gives you a very, very ideal scenario and helps you, increase your chances of succeeding on the platform. So if I were you starting out, having tested out, getting my messaging themes right, getting my creative right, my website, and all of my key things, variables that actually would be on a long-term basis, right? If those things are not working for me as I begin, because it could be that same way. Your pixel might not have the data yet, your ad account might not have the data yet, so you might need to just switch from that into audience targeting, interest targeting by behavior, by interest group, by device, and see how they work for your account. So I hope you're going to be trying this, and let me know in the comment section if you try this and if it works for your account. So if you're new to this channel and you find this video very insightful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you can get updated on every new video that I will post. So I'll see you guys in the next video.